Hello and welcome to another edition of Good Morning Pattaya Channel's very own breakfast show. I'm your host, Nick Pendrell, and joining us today, instead of our regular Daves, we have a glamorous new face with us in the form of Carolyn.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much for joining the show.
Thank you.
And our guests today are the not so glamorous, but still very interesting and entertaining, I'm sure. It's Earl and Thomas from CEA Projects Racing Team.
Good morning. Morning.
Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Great to have you.
So tell us all about the CEA Racing.
Well, CEA Racing is a very professional race team that we've set up here in Pattaya, and we race all over Thailand, and we also at times race outside Thailand. It's a team where we have a workshop here in Pattaya, and we have our own mechanics. We bring our own team to the track and our cars to the track. We service them at the track. We have our very popular umbrella girls that comes with us to the track when we race. And basically, CEA is our main sponsor for the race team.
Right.
But Earl works very closely with me as the team manager in the team.
Very good.
Supports the team everywhere where we go, both on and off the track. We've won, over the past 10 years, we've won 8 Thailand national championships.
Good grief, 8 out of 10?
Oh. Yeah.
That's quite a success rate.
The last 4 years with CEA is the main sponsor for our race team. We're leading the team championship this year, so we're doing very well.
Certainly sounds it. So what kind of cars do you drive then?
Well, the main car for the team is a Honda City.
Right.
It's a 1500cc car, a standard production car, where we then are allowed to modify certain parts of the engine.
Right.
But the rest is basically building the car as good as possible, setting it up, getting the best type of suspension on the car, and then having a good driver. To drive the car.
It helps.
Yeah, I can imagine that's one of the most important elements. You can have the best car in the world, but for someone who can't drive it properly.
It's the whole thing is like a team effort, because if you have a good driver and you don't have a good team of supporting you, you're just not able to perform as well.
Sure.
And that's part of the reason actually why CEA is our main sponsor from what I've been discussing with Earl. For example, their philosophy is that they provide a whole solution to their clients, and many times that people ask why do you sponsor a race team, because you don't really have anything to do with racing. I think, Earl, you can probably explain that a little bit better. But.
Yeah, I mean, in a recent interview we were asked this question before, and I said, when we first approached Thomas, or Thomas approached us about full sponsorship of the team, just 4 years ago now, and we saw Thomas was a winner. He had a great background team, a great support team, and again, that's what we think we've got at CEA Project Logistics. A great leader, a great winner, and we have a great professional background team. So we saw synergies, possibilities from the start.
Yeah, and I guess with logistics, you get places pretty quick, I would imagine.
Very quick.
So there's some more synergy there. The fastest way to move things around. So for somebody who doesn't know a great deal about motor racing, so you said yours is a Honda City 1500. Is there a maximum CC in the particular category?
We have different race series in Thailand.
Right.
We choose to drive one this year, which is called Pro Racing Series, where we race basically all over Thailand.
Right.
And in Pro Racing Series, we have different categories.
Right.
We are in the class which is the one which is hottest contested, called the Pro Car class.
Right.
Where all cars have to be either 15 or 1600 cc.
Okay.
They have to be produced in an ASEAN country within the last 7 years.
Right.
Plus, there's restrictions on what you can do to the car. If you have a 1600cc car, you theoretically have a more powerful car.
Yeah.
So then they put extra weight in the car to have a balance of performance.
So how many cars would be in an average race?
Generally around 30 cars.
30? Yeah. Oh, so it's a lot more than Formula One,
Yeah, it's very popular, this class, and all the best drivers from Thailand, they join this class.
And how many races in a series are there?
In this series, we have 4 race weekends. Each race weekend has two races. So we have 8 races in total. There's other race series in Thailand where we at times get invited to. For example, there's a new circuit being opened in Buriram, which is 4th and 5th of October now.
Right.
And we were contacted a couple of days ago and asked to be part of the support race.
Right.
Yeah.
So Honda, they will arrange what they call a Honda one-make race, where only Honda cars are allowed and only 13, 14, 1500 cc cars.
Right. Right.
So we will do a race there as the first ever race in the new FIA circuit in Thailand.
Right.
Yeah, that's
right.
very exciting.
So where are the other circuits?
We have one circuit in Gangajan, basically a few kilometers from the national park.
Right.
It's a very technical circuit, 2.9 kilometers. Then we have a circuit in Nakhon Chai Si. There's a circuit in Pattaya, Pattaya circuit. Then we have one in Bonanza, and then the new circuit in Buriram.
Right, so that will add. So there are 5 sort of good quality tracks that now exist in Thailand.
The Buriram one, we met the circuit manager for Buriram, Mr. Tony Whittaker, at our last race meeting. And he was saying the track itself is actual F1 standard.
Really?
It's the actual infrastructure it needs to be built upon.
Yeah.
So hotels, roads, all that sort of thing. And when that's done, then it'll be a full grade F1 licence.
Wow.
Wow.
That's,
So maybe one day.
We might see it in
Maybe.
I think with Formula One, a lot of money has to change hands as well. It's not just about the infrastructure.
Yeah, don't come to me, Thomas.
So when did you start driving, Thomas? What was your first
I started
driving
as when I was 10 years old.
Oh, right. That's
My
early.
father used to be a very successful rally driver
Oh, right.
Ah, so it's in the genes.
So where'd you come from, actually?
from Denmark.
Oh, okay.
So originally, I was very much into motorbikes and motocross. And my father, for my 10 years birthday, gave me an entry to a club where they had these motorbikes.
Right.
The first day I came there, I was supposed to go test one of these motorbikes, and they were all busy. So they asked, well, why don't you have a go in a go-kart before?
Okay.
And I said, nah, I don't want that. And they said, just try it, it's for free.
Yeah.
And I did a few laps in it and I was sold. And
Really?
It's been 4 wheels ever since then.
Wow.
So I won the Danish championship in karting before.
Wow.
And I've been racing here in Thailand, won several championships in Thailand. So obviously in a go-kart it's a little bit of an issue with my big size.
Yes.
But when we get into the cars, it's very good.
Yeah. So how long have you been in Thailand now?
20 years.
20 years.
Wow.
Wow. That's quite a while. And you've been driving through most of those 20 years?
More or less, yeah. A couple of years in the beginning where we weren't sponsored and my work didn't allow me the time to drive. Then I didn't drive, but before then and after then I've been driving.
Right.
Yeah.
So I would say must be around 30 odd years now that
Wow,
I've been racing.
that's a long time. So you must know what you're doing now.
Let's hope so.
Are there other drivers in the team?
Well,
Just-
we have other people in the team that we look after.
Right.
They have their own sponsors.
Yeah.
But for example, there's a driver called Dean Callister, very good driver, and we share everything. We help each other with everything. We go to the races together, share the mechanics. So.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
What are the nationalities of most of the drivers? You said there's 30. Are most of them foreigners or most of them
No,
Thai?
we're the only foreigners.
Oh, they're the only
Yeah.
foreigners.
Yeah.
And you keep winning everything. It's
Well,
really
That's not
annoys
very
me.
fair, is it? No.
But you're not very popular. So, I mean, is motorsport in general sort of getting more and more popular in Thailand, would you say, over the years?
Yeah, I mean, the level of competition has gotten a lot better. I remember the first go-kart race I had here, it was in 1998.
Right.
And I basically won the race with almost a lap over everyone else.
Wow.
And now it's very, very tough competition.
Oh, right.
There's no way you can win everything,
Right.
Because they're all very good. And we've had a lot of drivers. I've been coaching a young boy since he was 4. He's now 18 now,
All right.
and he's leading the Formula 3 European Championship.
Good grief.
He stands to if he wins in a couple of weeks, then he will have won that Open Championship.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So, and what's his next step? Is he?
That would be GP2.
GP2.
That's just under Formula One. GP2.
Yeah. I know that it's the sort of starter, the sort of introduction to.
I mean, I follow him very closely.
I'm sure if you trained him,
I was his coach for 10 years, so it's very interesting.
A great sense of achievement.
Yeah.
So coming back to Thailand, you said that this is one of the more popular series. Is there other series for more powerful cars?
Yes, there are, for example, Thailand Super Series. Thailand Super Series, also called TSS. They race one race in Sepang in Malaysia.
All right.
And they race one race at Biro Circuit here in Pattaya. They go one race to Buriram, and then they have one race in Bang San. Bang San is probably the biggest event every year. Last year we had, over the 5-day period, we had 200,000 spectators coming for the race.
Wow.
So, very, very popular. Because the pit is open. If you go to another race event, you need to buy very expensive pit passes, and you can't get close to the cars and the drivers.
I was going to say, are there things that that spectators can, or people can do in Thailand that they perhaps wouldn't be able to do in the other countries?
Here, I mean, you get up close with the drivers. You bring your kids along, and sometimes if small kids wants to sit in the car, then I open the door for the car. They can sit in the car and take pictures.
You wouldn't get that in Formula One.
If I can just add, a recent event, we had a client come along to watch a race, and I took him down to one of the corners. He was within like 5 feet of the cars. Just, well, not 5 feet, 5 yards of the cars going around the corners. Couldn't believe it. We're allowed to get that close.
Yeah.
And what are the plans for the future? Are you going to continue in the same category?
Well, we're discussing what the plan will be for 2015. Whether it'll be this category, whether it'll be this series, we don't know. But we only compete at the highest level. And we only compete to win.
Sure.
We don't compete
of course.
to be a part of the event. So we want to make sure that we have the best options and the best possibilities to win.
Absolutely. With that,
we're spending this time of year. We're always spending a lot of our time and effort to look for sponsors for the following year. Because at the level where we race, it's very expensive.
I can imagine. I can imagine.
We do spend a lot of money and time and energy on it. I mean, I have a full team, full employed people working 6 days a week, working on the cars.
Sounds expensive.
It's not cheap.
No.
I mean, you can go a lot cheaper. You can go out and race, but then you're not going to be competitive at the front.
No, I can understand. Well, if there's any potential sponsors watching this, how would they get in contact with you?
Well, we have a website and a Facebook page called CEA Racing, where people can contact us. I have a fan page where it's called Thomas Raldorf Fan Club. And that's also on Facebook, where people they can contact us. But any time they can contact Earl at CEA. Or they can contact me on the Facebook page.
So for any of our viewers, fancy sponsoring a winner, that's the most important part. You don't want to be sponsoring any losers.
I think from a sponsor's point of view, what we offer is not the fact that you can put a sticker on the car and we drive around. It's everything else around it. We do once a year. We do a special event where we put 2 seats in the race car. This you can't do anywhere else. And we take passengers around and give them a ride. The sponsors bring their key clients out and their family and staff. We take them around in a race car.
That's a great experience.
That's definitely worth it.
18th of January.
18th of January, we're doing one of these.
So, and we also arrange other different things, like when there's an exhibition somewhere, or if the clients they have special events. We bring our cars down for on display. We bring the drivers along and take pictures.
Well, we're nearly out of time now, but thank you very much, Thomas and Earl. I wish you best of success in keeping up, being a winner and winning the championship this year.
Definitely.
And for our viewers, stay tuned for part 2, because we're going to be back very soon with Best of the Web. See you after the break.